We want to, chase being a conference champion, or we want to chase being potentially a national champion, but also trying to chase what is the potential of this team and how can we maximize that.
Hey Lions fans, welcome into another edition of the Coaches Show. Today we have Coach Stutts here, our women's basketball coach, and we're going to try to preview this upcoming season. So Coach, thanks for doing this today.
Thank you for having me.
We were talking beforehand just a little bit about your roster this year, and so just talk about some of the key maybe losses that we had on our roster first.
Yeah, we graduated 2 of our starting post players. So Kaylee Odom has been here and been a significant player from her freshman year to her senior year. And then we also lost Kelsey Bender, another starter for us. And she had a different journey where she started on our JV team, but she worked extremely hard and ended up getting awarded team MVP last year by her teammates. And so both really just gritty players, tough players who had a lot of playing experience, super high IQ. So we're definitely going to miss them and their leadership. But I definitely think we've got some younger girls who are going to be able to step up and fill those positions, and a lot of familiar faces as well this year. So we're excited to build on that.
Yeah, you did have a couple of freshman post players last year who sort of were getting some time, and hopefully we're getting prepared for a more significant role this year. Yeah,
for sure. We're expecting a lot. Lily Key was a freshman last year, and so we have been really working with her. She had a great freshman year of just transitioning from high school into college in and of itself is difficult for everyone, much less having the year that the Mid-South had last year. And it was like, welcome to college basketball. But anyway, she did a lot of great things for us last year, and so I really think she'll step into one of those roles. We've got Josie May, who's coming off of injury from last year, and so excited to see her come back this year. And then we've got a freshman post player. She's kind of a guard, but we're going to put her maybe in that 4 position for us, Allie Weathers. And so she's
I was going to ask you about new players too, so just keep going.
She, I think she'll slide into some of those spots as well, and she's going to be an exciting player to watch. We're excited to have her.
Okay. So just talk about, you said she's a freshman. Where's she from? What's her journey?
She's from Laredo, Tennessee, so not too far from here. She's actually got a former teammate on the team already who's a sophomore, JB. And then oddly enough, her high school coach, Ashley Hilton Rutledge, she's a former player here as a Lady Lion. And then she actually coached me in high school, and so that's really cool. From middle school to high school until my junior year, she was at Mars Hill Bible School, and then left Mars Hill to go to Loretto. And so she came to a game last year, and she was like, look, I've coached both of you, and now you're coaching her. And so they've had a really strong program, and it's been neat to get several of their players.
Yeah, I remember that Loretto's been a really strong women's program. They're in the state tournament in the state of Tennessee a lot. And then it's really interesting, some of those recruiting connections, right? That's a lot of ways that we get good players sometimes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So now talk about, you mentioned how strong the Mid-South was, and maybe the, if I can say this, baptism by fire that happened last year to some of your players. So what are you doing early on in this season and practice and stuff to try to prepare the freshmen to maybe, because we won a lot of games last year, right? To maybe combat some of the attitude that may be complacent with, we're going to be good. We were good last year. What are you doing to combat those things?
Yeah, I think last year our theme really is kind of carrying over to this year as well, of chasing the best version of this year's team. So that's how it was last year. And we had some goals that we were wanting to reach, but really we didn't have anything that was like super tangible of saying we want to do X, Y, Z, and if we don't, then we failed. Like, we're really trying to get away from that mindset of, yes, we want to, chase being a conference champion, or we want to chase being potentially a national champion, but also trying to chase what is the potential of this team and how can we maximize that, not comparing that to last year's team or maybe even years past or maybe even other teams in the conference, but focusing on this year's team and how can we get the best out of the individuals on this year's team, and continuing to push ourselves, continuing to grow, where I think if we stay focused on ourselves, we're going to be rewarded with a lot of good things, which is what I think happened last year, is we were just focused on ourselves, and we didn't get caught up in rankings or other people's opinion of the beginning of last year. You know, you're saying adjustment to the players, even adjustment for me of first year head coach. I mean, rightfully so, nobody was paying attention to us at the beginning of last year. I mean, you've got a first year head coach, you know, what adjustments are going to be made. And going into the Mid-South where it was so strong, I think we won some pretty big non-conference games late going into conference. And I think that got some people's attention, and then us doing well in conference. Also, we were rewarded with seeing some rankings and stuff like that, but we didn't get super caught up in that. At the end of the day, there is some numbers and stats and validity to those numbers, and those things we do take pride in, but we also don't let just those numbers determine the value that we have in our team.
Yeah, it's actually really similar to like John Wooden's pyramid of success. The definition that he has of success is where you're trying to be the best version of yourself. You're trying to find the satisfaction that comes with you knowing that you did the best that you could, and it doesn't really matter what the results are on the court. So that's really good. So then you mentioned the schedule. Talk about your schedule this year. Preview that for us a little bit. Do you have any challenging opponents before conference? You said that really helped you last year? So is that we have a few ranked opponents again, or again challenging opponents, whatever? Yeah,
the preseason polls haven't come out yet, but we start playing next Saturday, which I feel like this preseason has just gone by so fast. But we're getting to that point where we're kind of ready to start going against other people than ourselves. We're getting tired of beating up on ourselves right now. So we start next Saturday at Oakwood away, and then our first home game will be the next Tuesday versus Blue Mountain. But I definitely think we've got the pros of our conference being in the spring is you kind of have some time to be able to develop some players, getting this team comfortable with the new chemistry and everything, and you get to kind of build. Now that puts a lot of pressure on the spring, because when you're playing three, top 10 teams in a row, it can bring some pressure. But no, I think we're going to go to several classics. We're going to St. Louis. We're going to Atlanta. And then last year we went to Chicago, Gov State, their classic, and we're going to go to their classic again this year after Christmas. And I really think we were able to see some really challenging teams there last year, and we were able to have some success after Christmas. And that really gave us a lot of momentum and confidence going into conference starting in January. And so I'm hoping for that as well this year, of us just focusing again on us and what we can control, and just trying to get better game by game, where yes, we are keeping the end in mind, but we're not looking past anybody. We're just focused on game by game, how can we be the best that we can be every day. So.
Yeah. And so then what's one thing that you've learned about yourself from last year that you're trying to focus on this year, do better, take it however you want to, wherever you want to go with it, but something you took from last year that you're now going to use this year about you as a coach?
Overall, just experience. I think last year it was just welcome to being a first year head coach. That's what all of the conference coaches kept reminding me of, like, hey, welcome, because last year, I mean, in the Mid-South, 6 out of the 7 of us made the national tournament. 5 out of the 7 of us made the Sweet 16. And then we were fortunate enough to make the Elite 8. And so overall, just super grateful for the experience of last year. And a lot of it was unknown territory of like, hey guys, we're figuring this out together. And I think, just getting that experience last year of you're getting challenged by some coaches who have been coaching longer than I have been alive. And some highly respected coaches, and I have a lot of respect for those in our conference because they just have great programs. But I think just using that experience and continuing to trust God, continuing to trust my team, that we have each other's backs, and like still going into this season of knowing, like, even though I've coached for 1 year, I still don't have every answer figured out, and I'm not going to be perfect, but I also know that they're not going to be perfect, and so we have that grace for each other. And just overall, we know that we've got each other's back. So excited that I was able to experience what I did last year and build on that confidence and getting ready for this year.
Okay, well, we're really excited about the season. I'm sure all the fans are, and we'll look forward to seeing you at Oakwood on Saturday, and then that next Tuesday at home versus Blue Mountain.
Yeah, we're excited.
Thanks for doing this today. We really appreciate it. Good luck the rest of this year.
Thank you.
Thanks to you guys. Please subscribe to our channels, follow us on all our social media pages, and that'll do it for this edition of The Coaches Show. Go Lions. Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Coaches Show. If you liked this video, please give us a like down below, and please subscribe to our channel. For the most up-to-date information on Freed-Hardeman Athletics, you can visit our website, gofhulions.com, and you can follow us on all social media outlets at gofhulions on Facebook and X, at go_FHU_Lions on Instagram. If you're interested in joining the Director Circle or Linebackers, there's an informational video on the screen now. There's also links in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and go Lions.